where my children are concerned, so that they can also have that to go off of when they have children. But yeah, she basically called and broke up with him, and then maybe about later on that day, he gets this long text message, and it didn't even look like it was from the little girl. The language that was used was like something along the lines of, well, I'm this religion and you don't have a religion. And so because we believe differently, that's why we can't be together. And I've learned to trust in God more and, not do what's wrong or against God. And so that's why I can't be with you anymore. And this, that, and the other. And you seemed like such a happy boy when we were together, but now I have to end things and all this other stuff. And even my son's like that don't even sound like her. Like that's not even how she talks. And I could look at the text and see that it was an adult who wrote this message, pretending to be the little girl. And it's just, maybe it was for the best that that ended, because she would have never allowed, she would have never have allowed them to be free to be friends. Now they say, they're boyfriend, girlfriend, they're dating, but they never got to be around each other alone or anything like that. So it's not like, they had any opportunity to be anything more than just friends anyway. They just kind of called each other boyfriend and girlfriend. But damn, it just felt like she always has to be in control of everything. And the little girl would cry to my son sometimes and be like, sometimes I want to run away from home because, I just feel like I want to break free sometimes. She would tell him, like, sometimes I want to wear pants. I don't want to have to wear a skirt every day. But I have to because that's what my mother says I have to do in this religion. But she had talked about wanting to run away on quite a few occasions. And it was saddening to me because it's like we can push our children to want to do that, especially when you're that uptight and that in prejudice like that. We can push our children to want to back away from us just from having unhealthy viewpoints ourselves. And even though they're children, like even the little girl could see how off a little bit, how over the top strict the religion was, and making plans when she gets older to leave it alone. Why is that? I never had a conversation with her, and it had no parts of influence in the little girl. When she called, she talked to my son on his phone. And I'd say, hey, how are you? Whatever the case may be. We never had a personal conversation or anything like that. But I thought that that was very interesting that that's how she felt. And, it's a shame because when she gets older, she's going to run. She's going to run away from that. And there won't be anything that they can do. That's why it's important to hear out your children at least a little bit while they're children. And still have your viewpoints or how you feel as a parent. But they have viewpoints too. You can at least listen. Even if you don't agree with it in the end, you can at least listen. Because she felt like she couldn't even tell her parents that or express that. And so she's going to another child, my son, expressing this, and probably other children and expressing this. But she don't feel like she can go to her parents about this. And that's damning by itself.
They make that big scene.
So,
And then they made that big scene when Sean wanted to play our game, and she was like, if his daddy was here, he would have been laying flat on the floor and stuff like that over nothing just because he asked to play our game.
yeah, it that, and I had to explain to my children, every parent is different. So in their family, electronics and games and stuff like that is not allowed. Watching TV is not allowed. Listening to the radio is not allowed. So, when her son wanted to play with my children on their game, she basically threatened his life. She was screaming to the top of her lungs in here. I said no. And I'm like, well, what's the big deal? Like, but I dare not ask that out loud because, she's their parent, so she has the right to say no. But it wasn't until later until I actually found out why she was saying no. And she was threatening the child's life, like you'll be knocked out, your teeth will be knocked out, and all types of stuff over him asking to play the game. But I ended up doing some binding work on her and some banishing work on her. And after this last situation, I wasn't able to go to her like I wanted to, for the sake of my son who didn't want me to say anything to her. But I was able to have a conversation with her when I was hexing that ass. And I did let her know that her actions and the viewpoints that, like, she was trying to get my children to possibly come to church with her so that they could learn more about her religion, but she never said anything to me. I was letting her know that she had overstepped her bounds on multiple levels. And as a result, I was hexing her ass because that's what people like her deserve. It's not about differences because I have a plethora of people that I know that all are different in many different ways, and I accept all of them for who they are. But when you take those differences and you make them into prejudices and you come after people because they're not like you, I have a problem with that. And I felt like she was trying to hurt my son by what she was doing. And so now she's somewhere hurting. Best believe that. So that's all I have to say about that. Put your comments down below if you have experienced similar, if you have any questions, or you just simply want to give an opinion on the situation or how you think that I could have dealt with it better or differently. Leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to get back with you soon. Thank you, and have a blessed day. Peace and blessed be.